Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Big Pop Theory podcast, the Clash at the Castle after show review. Clash at the Castle just went off the air, and Big Pop is on the air. We're going to talk about everything. I'm one of your hosts, the Great Grand Slam Pooba, aka Bad Guy Jack, Bad Guy for Life, and I'm joined with the gentleman here of the show. You guys always help me with the predictions and after show. I got JD, and I got Jean Baptiste, who is forever stuck in the not shadow realm, I'm sorry, the soul gem. Gentlemen, Clash of the Castle just went off the air, 5 matches. We were kind of getting ready to talk about the show, but I said, hey guys, let's save it for the show. Let's talk about Clash of the Castle. Some people, I think I have some visuals here. Let's do this here, right? Some people enjoyed the show. They look like this, very joyful and happy. And then you have some people who look like this. So some people, I guess you was not in the middle. You either liked it or you didn't like it. I would just jump off at first saying, I thought it was an okay show. I wasn't disappointed. I didn't hate the show. There was some endings that I just didn't understand. But I guess as we talk along, maybe I'll go like, oh, maybe I didn't see it that way. Um, 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 I'm pretty sure there was some other thoughts there, but I didn't. But I'm gonna give you guys the floor first before we break down these um 5 matches. What did you guys think of the show in total? I'll give the floor to you first, JD.
Yeah, I thought the show in total. I mean, maybe it wasn't the results I think all of us predicted or expected, but I do think the show was like a solid 3.5 out of 5. Honestly, for me, there were some highs, there were some lows, and there was a lot of surprises. So one of my biggest gripes about wrestling is that sometimes it's too predictable, and this kind of showed, like with the new era that they're going in, that it's not that predictable actually. So let's see. Off to you, Jean Baptiste.
I agree. It definitely wasn't a predictable show. Um, it wasn't as smooth as I thought it would be, and a couple of the matches I was a little disappointed by. Not even just by the outcome, just by the stipulation of the match themselves. I'll have to give it a 3. 3. That this show was borderline, damn near terrible for me. But some surprises were enough just to keep it like, okay, cool. I'll give it a solid 3. It was meh. The show was not the greatest.
All right. I'll sit here and say that crowd made the show. I do want to always give a shout out to that international crowd. They do a really good job making the show feel like a big deal. So while we open up the show here, well, first, real quick here, I want to give a shout out to the executive consultant. Thank you for stopping by, Christopher Harris. He says, hi, guys. Please remember to tell your friends to invest in premium Peacock.
I don't have to invest. I get it for free.
Well, not everyone's like you, rich boy. We have him also saying, Clash at the Castle was good. I liked it, of course.
You like anything, get lost.
This show was, you better be careful. Didn't he crush you in a promo battle once? Aren't you a tie, actually? The show was okay, George Lewis says he'll give it an 8 out of 10, which is a pretty damn good score, though, still nonetheless. Only one title change. You know, you guys were talking about predictability, unpredictability. Now, I'm in the camp of like predictability doesn't bother me, as long as it makes sense. Unpredictability, because sometimes you could be unpredictable and make it go and like, well, I'll say for myself, ruin the storyline. There was some things that were unpredictable, and I'm like, okay, where's this gonna go? But before, I guess we'll have to get there. Real quick, guys, you're watching the Big Pop Theory podcast. It's an audio podcast. You can listen to it on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, not a thing anymore. I think not Spreaker. There's a bunch of these things. I forget. I say it all the time, but I forget. But it's on the YouTube thing. It helps the page if you like it, you subscribe to it, hit that notification. We're trying to get some more visual content going on here. So, and he also says, George, I'm going to highlight him again. I can see why they gave the women's title to Alba, Fyre, and Alba.
Worst decision ever. Worst decision ever. Terrible choice.
Let's get there. I'm sorry. Let me get to the. Okay, boom. So the opening match was the I Quit match. We have one AJ Styles going against Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. They said there've been 26 I Quit matches in WWE. I'm assuming that they said the first one because they mentioned Bret Hart and Bob Backlund, and that must have been the first one. They talked about another one that I don't think it was in WWE, but it had Magnum. I'm hoping I'm saying his name right. I can always mix Ti and Pi against somebody, but they talked about all the many I Quit matches. I didn't realize this, but AJ Styles has been in 4 of them and he's undefeated. Well, that ended today. We have these two going at it. I do want to highlight this because I saw this on Twitter. WWE had a little bit of a fumble here. As you can see, they had a little bit of a fumble there. That was a little bit messed up. Yeah, I honestly speaking, I missed that. But if you're on, I'd be on Twitter a lot when these live PLEs go on, and some of these guys just don't miss. So when I saw that, I said, "Well, we're off to a great start."
I wanted to say something, but it's not PG, not at all. So I'm going to keep that comment to myself. But oh God.
So I mean, the match opens up. They fill each other out. Cody was a little bit more aggressive in this match. Cody had I don't want to say a lot to prove, but he had to get a little down and dirty. I mean, he got played 2 weeks ago. He got canoodled by AJ Styles, so he had to go out there. So some of the things I did like was Cody was a little bit more aggressive in the match. I like that they were fighting in the crowd. They fought a little bit backstage. I kind of wish that they did a little bit more backstage, but I did like that they took the match outside the ring. I did enjoy that. I feel like when you have an I Quit last man standing, you should use your environment. You shouldn't just be stuck in the ring, right? So I like things like that. Cody hits a figure 4 on AJ. AJ's able to get out of it. He escapes by using the ropes. Yeah, I did like this spot right here. AJ does a brainbuster on the I said apron, but it was actually on the announce table. I was trying to rush and write. There's a thing now. Cody got to stop bringing his mom to these events because he brings out
the same thing. I looked. I said, "Mama Rhodes is here too." Like, come on now, that's a liability.
He brings out Mama Rose, but that's the thing. I say stop bringing her out, not for her safety, but for the wrestler's safety, because Mama Rose be getting in their face. Cody, there's a spot here in this match, and I thought it was hilarious. AJ, because he keeps beating up Cody Rhodes, and he keeps asking if he's going to quit. Of course, Cody Rhodes do not quit, but I forget the amount of times he asks Cody, but there's a spot where he looks at Mama Rose and said, "This is your fault." And I'm saying, are you blaming her for giving birth to her son? Okay, AJ. I rocks with you, AJ, but what are you doing? But he gets in Mama Rose's face, but Mama Rose slapped this guy twice. Matter of fact, 3 times. I did want to include this spot in here, too. Cody is handcuffed. What I liked about this spot is he has a bag. So I feel like everyone thought this. Oh, they're using thumbtack. Yep. And I loved what AJ flat out said, "It ain't what you think." And I was like, huh? So I immediately was thinking, well, what do you have? And when I saw it was handcuffs, I said, oh, boy. And he handcuffs Cody. He's hitting him with the candlestick. So when I see spots like that, I don't want to say it bothers me, but it makes me in my head go, this guy should quit because you're handcuffed. What can you do? Now, I don't think this was as ridiculous as that one I Quit match in 2009. I don't know if you guys remember this one. Randy Orton and John Cena. John Cena's handcuffed to the ring post. I don't even remember how he got out of it, but he got out of it. I thought that was a little ridiculous, but I don't think it was on the levels of that. But Cody gets away to get out. And AJ Styles, I love you, AJ. You my guy. You a GOAT. First ballot Hall of Famer. Why was the key in the bag, bro? The key didn't have to be there. You had the plan. You had the scheme. And you just... when Cody grabbed the keys, I just imagine imagine AJ said, "Curses, foiled again," because Cody gets out of it. Then he proceeds to beat the hell out of AJ Styles. He beats him up. Then he takes the handcuffs off. He gets a brand new set of handcuffs. I don't know why there's just a bunch of handcuffs underneath the ring. 2K25, if you're listening. Handcuffs AJ, and smart too. Handcuffs him to the rope. He hits him with the chair. He beats him up. AJ says, "Screw you." Matter of fact, I think I'm not doing a great job here with the visuals. I didn't get to mention, here's Cody bleeding. Because, of course, he's bleeding.
It's a Rhodes match. It's not a Rhodes match unless you're bleeding.
And he Cody Rhodes beats up AJ, who's handcuffed to the rope, and first AJ Styles says, "No, I don't quit. Screw you, Cody." Cody picks up the steel steps, and AJ says, "Whoa! I quit. I quit. I quit. I quit." Cody Rhodes wins. He looks at his mama. His mama, mama must have gave some kind of signal because he threw the steel steps, and I like that because Cody should have a little edge to him. I get that he's a babyface, but he shouldn't be that babyface who is. I just like a babyface with an edge. Um, After the match, he goes up to the apron. Here we go. He's celebrating. Oh, here's the still step spot I meant to do. Look at the ref though. The ref just looks like I'm not part of the match, Mr. Rhodes. But here you have someone said Cody Rhodes in the weekend was on the apron. I fell out on that. But Solo Sequoia is there, and the Bloodline jumps Cody. Cody has some backup, and the team up of Kevin and Randy Orton. They take out the Bloodline. But here's a picture right here. Right here. This is the picture right here. Look at that. Look what Randy Orton's looking at. Ah.
I feel like they're gonna clash at SummerSlam for that title.
I would think so. I would totally think so. It should be SummerSlam. I don't think it should be Money in the Bank. I would go with SummerSlam. But well, I don't give you the floor first. You speaking. What did you think about this match? And then we'll give it to you, JD.
4 out of 10. Wasn't excited. Didn't care. Their first bout to me was better. The reason why I say 4 out of 10 is I looked at this match. One of the great parts you did mention, they took it outside the ring. Great. But now you look at the match from an overall perspective. Steel chairs, handcuffs, kendo sticks, steel steps, announce tables, regular tables. What's the one item? What item stands out of all of it? Not even a trick question.
No, I'm sorry, I was muted. Handcuffs?
Bingo. Beside the handcuffs, there was nothing really too interesting. This is nothing more than a hardcore match, just a glorified hardcore match. And even the ending, I was not impressed by. Like AJ just sees the steel steps and I quit. That's it. Really? We couldn't do nothing better there. I feel like this match was kind of a waste for an I quit match. I have seen way better and way better outcomes. Like I remember when I first saw it, I said they could have done better. Like I go back to the Chavo Rey Mysterio I quit match where I believe it was Rey who quit the first time around because he kept taking chair shots to the knee. I like that. Give me an ending like that. This here was like, man, 4 out of 10. No, this was not as good as their first encounter. Not with it.
JD, what do you got?
Yeah, the match itself wasn't that bad. Like I heard what Jim Baptiste is saying, it's not. I wouldn't give it that bad of a rating for I Quit match and what they did. I agree with you. I don't think it was better than the first bout. But what I would say is that to open up a show, I kind of set the tone for the night, honestly, because I don't think it was like the best of pay-per-views, and I don't think it was the worst of pay-per-views. But the match was like mid. So I do think that they did their best. They tried to get a little creative. I think AJ Styles showed a little bit of a vicious side. Cody Rhodes doesn't get beat up as much as he usually does. So it was like a little bit of a balance, I want to say, 60-40. But at the end of the day, I do think that if I were to give the match, I think they're probably a 6 out of 10. But I do think that it was a solid showing, if anything. So it wasn't horrible, but it was that's why I don't care about I Quit matches, because I Quit matches is like, it go either way. It could be too brutal, and then like this is what we want to see. But I do think the crowd did a good job of help elevating that match a little bit more. So, yeah, that's my opinion for that one.
One of the things I wanted to add to it is that I think in this time and era, when I think about I Quit matches, I thought it was one of the better ones. Now, I agree with the ending. I thought the ending could have been better, especially when you look at everything that happened to Cody. I agree with that. The ending for me was like I mean, I don't know what ending I would have had, but yeah, the ending wasn't. I wasn't a fan of the ending myself. But I thought the match itself was pretty decent, and I do agree with you, gents, about the first encounter. But I thought for an I Quit match, especially in today's society and today's era, I guess is the better word, it was one of the better ones. moving forward, I do want to move real quick to comments here because George, shout out to George, your MVP here today. He says that Randy versus Cody, I can see that, but what if Solo gets involved? I think Solo might. I somehow because we got Money in the Bank, right? So I could kind of see something with Cody and Solo at Money in the Bank. I don't know if it's a one-on-one tag match, but I could see something at Money in the Bank with Cody and Solo.
Hear me out with this one. This could be a route, and I may be right, probably wrong. But if Cody and Solo does happen, I would say if it does happen at Money, I would say probably SummerSlam it would happen, and Solo loses because we see the return of Roman, and then I guess now you can set up a feud between Randy and Cody to make it a blood feud and last a couple of months in. I don't know because what for the most part, I know they're trying to make a destination for Solo to get that world title, but I feel like they're going to do that right around the time Roman's going to return. And that's going to be like one of the shocking returns because then you can set up for the whole bloodline feud, Civil War again, that leads into Survivor Series. Meanwhile, that also frees up Cody and Randy to go at it up until Survivor Series. For the most part, I can see that being the case. So
I don't. I think SummerSlam is going to be Cody and Randy if they can't get Rock. Like I don't see like I don't know what Solo's trajectory is, honestly. I just don't. But I don't see him for SummerSlam. What about you, JD? What's your thoughts here?
No, I agree. I think it's going to be Cody versus Rock. But if they can't get Rock because of the schedule, I do think they slip in somebody like Randy, right? So, I mean, if this is one of their big four, yeah, Solo's up and coming, but can he deliver as a Randy could deliver, right? So I don't think that they're going to cross Solo so early right now in a match like that.
He says, George, he says 8 out of 10. I guess, not even, I guess. I apologize, George. Shout out to you, George. He's talking about Iron Man. Jesus, I'm mixing my matches up. I quit. He says Cody will move to his next opponent. And he also says, I can see where Roman comes back and confronts Solo. And Jimmy Uso joins Roman. Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
Jimmy and Jay. Yeah, Jimmy and Jay both are going to be.
The Chihuahua will never leave his master's side.
That's all right, and Jay will be right back there too.
I hope not.
It will. We got the women's tag team championship match. We have a triple threat. We have. Let's get this up here. We have Zoey Stark, Shayna Baszler, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Alba Fyre, and Isla. Hey, I want to make sure I said that right because I remember when doing the prediction show, I said Dawn Marie. I mixed up my Dawns here. I didn't really take a whole lot of notes here for this match because there was just so much going on here. But I will sit here and say that I was shocked. I went with here was the hometown girls right here, Alba Fyre and Dawn. I almost said it. I guess I missed Dawn Marie, and I just don't know it. I keep saying Dawn Marie, but Isla Dawn. We know her name at least. We have I watched the product. We have Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. I wasn't able to get the other two. I mean, it was kind of hard to get some pictures going on here, but the match was fine. I did like that Alba Fyre was able to get some offense and showcase what she can do. I mean, if you've watched NXT, and I watch more of the NXT stuff than the UK, so I know that she can go. She's a really great singles competitor, and her and Isla Dawn, they're a good tag team, but they haven't really been finding their footing on the main roster. Someone put it on Twitter, and I had to be reminded because I forgot about this, and I thought this was a stupid. You talk about silly booking, but when they dropped the NXT Women's Tag Team titles to Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, and I love Shayna Baszler, I'm a big fan of Shayna Baszler. I just thought that was just a terrible move, and they just never. I feel like they never really hit after that. I feel like after that they never hit. Jade Cargill and Bianca, I mean, I thought they were good out there too. I mean, all the women were good. I want to sit there and say there was some slip ups. Jade Cargill, she went for a springboard and slipped, but I thought that she cleaned up very well, though. I thought she did because people are gonna highlight that and be like, "Oh, you messed up," but she cleaned up really good because she got up and started spine bustering, and you could tell she's getting better each time. So shout out to her for that Shout out to her for that.
She wasn't the only one messing up. Alba Fyre had a couple of
Mhm.
mistakes herself. Like that match wasn't fluid.
Sure,
I mean, there were a
sure.
couple of mistakes here and there. But I'm not gonna be the one to sit there and just look at Jade Cargill and say, "Aha, you messed up." Like, come on, everybody's gonna mess up from a springboard. Like, relax, y'all. Come on, calm down. Let her rock. Let her cook.
I believe she can cook too. I mean, you see them abs. I'm pretty sure she knows how to cook very well because that girl's eating healthy. Um, but this match, I mean, I gotta say, I was surprised. I had Jay Cargill and Bianca retaining, but they put the straps on Alba Fyre and Isla.
Worst booking decision I've ever seen in my life.
Okay,
Worst.
go ahead.
The worst. The worst.
Okay, why?
First and foremost, these guys were called up to the main roster when last year, give or take.
Hmm?
Give or take last year.
Hmm?
I can probably count on my hands the number of times I've actually seen them on the main roster doing anything. Then out of nowhere, they get shoehorned into this tag team match for what reason, God knows. All right, they're hometown heroes. Fine, shoehorn them in. But even then, just past this past Monday, I don't know if it was Fyre or something Dawn, whatever her name is. I just saw one of
Isla.
them get choked out by Shayna Baszler, and now out of nowhere, we're putting the straps on them. We're giving them the straps for what? Nah, out of here. Match already. That match just because of the ending alone. 2 packs of ash. Get that? That decision was poor. Um, like I said, it wasn't as fluid. It wasn't as fluid as I thought. Like, yeah, there was a couple of mistakes here and there, and they did recover. But once the final decision came in, and I saw Alba Fyre and her teammate win that, no reason whatsoever. I see no purpose whatsoever. And if they do hold those belts, it's not going to be for long. So we're just going to bounce the titles around. No, we're trying to bring prestige to these belts. Don't disrespect us by giving it to these bumps. They didn't do anything. They haven't done anything to earn that title. And then to make matters even worse, why did Shayna Baszler have to eat that pin? Why? Why? The same person who choked them out Monday night had to eat the pin? Nah, 2 packs of ass. That match was terrible. Fuck that. Nope. There's nothing y'all can tell me to make me believe that match was amazing or it set the world on fire. Fuck that. Man, get that shit out of here.
Okay. What about you, JD?
Well, I hear Jeffrey's animation and his disappointment and
Mhm.
I would say overall disgust with the match. It was a fast-paced match, a lot of heavy hitting action. It was good. It was a good. I feel like if they were to lose it, hear me out, Joe, Chief Baptiste. If they were to lose it, it would be in a match like this where one of them don't get pinned, right? So you still protect them as a team, which is good, but at the same time is, look, one of their moves was the finishing move to give them the win, to give the other team the win, right? So it shows
Yeah.
how strong they are, and even though it was more than 3 seconds, it was like an 8, 7, 8, 9 seconds because that person on the laid out on the floor. But I was not a
Yeah.
fan of the result. I do not know what justice it does to make them lose the championship unless you plan on making them, throw a bone to Scotland and then have them gain the titles back on Raw. I mean, on SmackDown or wherever they're going to be at next time. I don't know. Maybe something special on Money in the Bank. Who knows? There must be a bigger plan. But I just don't understand the reasoning behind that. I think this is one of my biggest surprises. And I think if you would ask, if you were in Vegas, if you could gamble on this, I would have put a bunch of money on the table that Bianca and Jade would have won, and I think I might have flipped the table once I saw they didn't win the match. It was
I'll
just
sit here and say
terrible, just
I'll
terrible.
I will sit here and say this. I mean, I'm not asking anyone to agree with me and whatnot. It was a feel good moment, and I love that for them. Alba Fyre she went through she just lost her mom, and I thought it was brave for her to go out there and just still perform like how she performed. I had no problem with it. Like if I'm in the minority, cool. But like I thought it was great. I thought it was nice to see her actually showcase what she can do. A lot of you mentioned what has she done on the main roster. That's a fair point. She hasn't had that opportunity to show what she can do, and she can go. And she had an opportunity to do that out there in front of her people and do that. So I was very I didn't have them winning. I said, oh, Jade and Bianca's gonna win. But I was wrong. I had no problem. I even I mean, I didn't cry, but I kind of got like, wow, that's really, that I was happy for her. I
I
was
was
very, very
pissed.
happy for her.
Pissed.
That's
Pissed.
fine.
Royally
I
pissed.
was
That was
I
terrible
don't
booking.
know.
Like,
Now
I
the
get her
question
mom
that
just died. I get her
okay.
mom just died. Fine, your mom died. My condolences. That's a real life tragedy. My condolences to you. Nobody should have to go through that. All right.
Well,
The fact that
what you
you
do?
came out to the ring, it happens. The fact that you went out and performed, thank you. You didn't have to, but you went out and performed. Thank you. Does that mean we give you the sympathy of getting that belt? Fuck no. Hell the fuck no. No. Absolutely not. Bullshit. Stop it. No, your mom died. I'm sorry to hear that. Do you deserve the belt for that? No. You're not even credible to hold the belt right now. You've done nothing credible enough to hold that belt. You were literally just shoehorned in, and at the last minute, because we found out your mom died, we're just gonna hand you the belt.
I I don't
Nah.
I don't I don't think it had anything to do with Kilma. I'm pretty sure she got put in because they're from Scotland, and I'd have no problem with that. You know,
Shoehorned in. Shoehorned in. They've done nothing to earn those tag team title shots. Nothing. No, you just agreed. They've done nothing on the main roster since they've been called up. They didn't
I
earn
said
those tag
that.
title shots, and they
Mhm.
they got shoehorned in because they're hometown heroes. Fine. Every hometown hero is getting shoehorned into a match. Now your mom passes and we're giving you the belt. Nah, fuck that. Mm-mm. Nope. That feel good moment, my ass. That was BS, and we all knew it.
To each his own. I had no issue with it. What about you, JD?
Can you repeat that question? I'm sorry.
It's fine. I said, did you have a problem with them winning? He put the phone in there.
Yes, 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 yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. So listen, I don't agree with the winning. I think it was throwing a bone to the crowd, but I
Mm.
can't wait to see them lose.
Shout out to one Shay Sawyer with the anyways, congrats to, and I agree, partner, to that. We have also George that was shoehorned in. So he agrees. One George, I almost said George Baptiste, but George Lewis. But he
No,
says yes,
he
Jean
can be called
Baptiste.
Baptiste. Welcome to the family of
I
Baptiste.
never I never saw Jade and Bianca holding the titles forever. This was just to hold them over. She also, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
She
but
also,
Shay, it
I
wasn't
love.
forever. It was like a month or 2 months. What is that?
That's
But
fine. I mean, I don't. Hold
out
up.
of
Can
all
I
three
hold up?
things,
Wait. Hold up. I want to read the chat first, and then I'll give you the floor, please. I love the unpredictability we're getting more lately. Uh, Stupid computer. I gotta get a damn mouse for this damn computer. Jeffrey, shout out to Jeffrey. He's in the chat. I had no problem with it. I agree, Jeffrey. He also says they need to change her name back to. Nah, I don't think they have to change her name, especially since she's been Alba Fyre for what, more than a year. So I have no problem with her name being that. We know her as Kaylee Ray. They did this for Alba. She's been through a rough month, and I just want to go up one more time. Oh, and Shay just says hi, George. Obviously, they will lose them as everyone else. As everyone else loses titles. LOL. So I'm sorry. You wanted to say something,
I
G.
don't care that Jade and Bianca lost. If anything, though, it should have been Shayna and Zoey Stark who they lost to, not Elba Fire. Like Elba Fire and her partner winning is just as ridiculous as when Jinder Mahal won from Randy Orton. Like, where did that come from? For what? For what?
Mm.
Tell
This
me
is
I'm
an
wrong.
animated show. No, I'm not interested. I
I
want to
bet.
move on. But because I can see you're hot. I'm having a good old jolly time here. But the next match we have Sami Zayn going against the re-signed Chad Gable. Shout out to Gorilla Position. They had an interview with Chad Gable, and it was something I thought, because I remember we had a conversation. You was talking about um, Chad Gable, and he's not signed, but I said he has to be signed because they wouldn't let him go out there without no contract, regardless on who's running the show. So it was nice that he was able to confirm that he is in fact re-signed. I thought these guys had a good match. These guys really look at these guys, Sammy and Chad Gable. I thought they looked. I said, look, I thought they did good. I mean, I didn't write down at this point. I just stopped writing notes. But these guys have good chemistry. Um, Chad Gable kept every chance he got trying to use the Alpha Academy, who was Otis and Maxine Dupree. Excuse
Idiots.
me. Um, your Otis hate is just off the hook. Like you are just a sad man. And you know what I want to say to you, Gene Baptiste? I challenge you to an arm wrestling, a no disqualification arm wrestling contest.
Why just arms? Step in the ring one more time.
Who won our last match? Who
I don't
got
remember.
pinned? Well, that's what happened when you get old. You have Alzheimer's.
You also seem to have dreams and think those dreams are real. So
Oh, tell you what, big boy, you tell me when and the time I will get in the ring. Oh, and then he walks. Of course you'll walk. That's what you do. Take your ball and go home. I'm sick of chat, and I agree with this one, Shay. I really do here. I really agree. I'm tired of Chad losing too. I didn't get it. So let me just talk about this match. I thought they had good chemistry. Once again, Chad Gable was using the Alpha Academy for every chance he could. Maxine was out there. She had a boot on. So I don't understand this. Now, I'm not a female, but if you have a boot on and then she had heels, I'm saying, I feel like this is just not the right footwear to wear. But what do I know? But she wanted Maxine to hit Sami with the belt. She doesn't do it. There was a spot too. I was sitting there saying this is not the Attitude Era, but Chad Gable and Maxine is arguing on the apron, and Sami goes for the haluva kick. And Chad moves. So I'm sitting there saying, whoa, no way he's gonna hit Maxine. I said, this is not gonna be, but he catches himself. Chad Gable does the Chaos Theory. Sami, and I thought this was a really good spot. I thought this was a good spot because the timing on how Sami kicked out. I mean, that was a really near close fall. I love that. There was a spot in the match where he did it's like the T-bone to the corner. He's going for the haluva kick. And when I saw Chad roll out, I was like, oh, thank God we still have a chance. Didn't matter. Chad Gable, and he worked everything. I feel like he worked every body part of Sami. The arm, the leg, his back.
Fucking Otis.
And there's a spot where he's working the leg on Sami Zayn. And as he has the ankle lock on Sami Zayn, he has it on him. He's able to reverse it, talking about Sami. Chad flies into Maxine. He hits a chop block. It reminds me of what Carmelo Hayes did to Trick Williams. I forget what PLE that was. Otis is looking and he's upset. He doesn't call Maxine his peach, does he? No, that's Mandy Rose. I wish Tucker was still there. I missed when he said Tucky. I said Tucky. I amuse myself. I don't care, people. But Otis takes out Maxine. They both leave together. Sami Zayn, because he is a vein in Chad's ass. He hits a haluva kick, pins Chad Gable. I didn't get a chance to put this picture up. They leave Chad. Chad looks very upset. Sami Zayn gets the win, and we get this picture, which is very, very close to being my profile picture. Chad Gable is not thrilled at all. Chad Gable looked like he is about to kill. I don't know where we're going with the story. Sami, when he's outside the ring, says he's done. I feel like the end game should be Chad Gable winning the Intercontinental Championship, but he keeps losing. And I don't know, but I'm going to give the floor to you, JD. Why don't you kick off the floor? What did you think about this match? And you're laughing and you're smiling because I know you're enjoying this. You're muted, my friend. Oh, you're not even muted. You think I can't hear you. Hey guys, can y'all hear my bud? Can y'all hear my friend? Because we can't hear you, dude. That's Chad Gable messing with your internet. Oh, it just zooms on me. Nice. We're going to wait for him to come back. I think there's some kind of things, but let's read the chat real quick. I'm going to thank you guys for joining us this afternoon. Let's start with you, George. I kind of knew that Chad was going to lose. Look how shiny my forehead is. Fix my bangs here. I'm so sick of Chad losing. I need to help him win. What are you going to do? I'm interested in seeing what are you going to do to help him win. But I heard that Chad is getting a rematch at Money in the Bank. Who told you that? LOL, he walked away. Yes, he did walk away. You see that? He better at George. We got here, Chad will get the Creed brothers and Ivy to help him win. Yep. That's just so I can see Otis costing him. Honestly, I thought Otis was I love the pop that Otis got when he got into one Sami Zayn's face. Let's get that picture right here. Look at that. And the crowd was behind it. The crowd was behind it big time. They were really behind it. Oh, my butt is back. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm saying my bud, but it sounds like I'm saying my butt, and I'm not saying my butt. Oh, George, she's not doing anything right now. Who is this? Yeah, you didn't know I dyed my hair a while ago. Hey, the executive consultant. I thought you knew that. Chad was talking to all of the Creeds. Yeah, I heard he even had a side conversation with Ivy Niles. Chad is out of the title picture now. That was my phone. His story is better for with Otis. Let me see if my guy is here. Hey, can you hear? Can you speak now? No. We got Good Point EC Chad versus Otis at SummerSlam. I didn't even think about that. Next match, Bayley versus Piper Niven. Are you rushing me into talking? I wanted to get these guys' thoughts here. That's why I'm trying to what you call it? Push time. The catalyst is Maxine. If she's in trouble, Otis is finally going to explode. Yep. Absolutely. What else do you need backup? I am such a pro, but I will send you the link so you can join. I hit the wrong thing. I can handle this because I'm such a pro, but yes, I would like for you on to join me. I'm going to send you a link. I don't know how to do that on this computer. So everyone has to just deal as my other two co-hosts just get themselves. Oh! Yes!
Sorry, I'm out here in Orlando and there's like a storm and it just took out all the internet.
Well, you said you're in Orlando?
Yeah, it's like a big storm over here. I don't know what's going on. We just trapped outside, so.
No,
But this is not part of the thing. So what did I miss? We talking about Chad Gable and Sami Zayn, right?
Yes, and you were smiling about it before you went off air, but yes.
Yes. So the match, the match actually was pretty solid, right?
Yeah.
I think they Chad done put on a good show. One thing Chad knows how to do is wrestle. We're not gonna take that away from him. But I do think that you lost this many times, you should not get another title shot again. I'm sorry, it's over. You had too many chances. You showed up, you lost, it's over. I think he had a good show. I think the storyline is gonna probably continue with Otis versus him, and then maybe get Otis out of the picture, and then maybe he might win Money in the Bank. Maybe he might do something because for Money in the Bank, you challenge for any title match, right? So maybe he wins Money in the Bank and he challenges for the Intercontinental Championship again. So who knows? But I do think him getting straight up another shot with Sami Zayn should not be it. Yes, that was Thunder. Yes, I'm alive.
Was it WCW Thunder? I messed that all up. I meant to say WCW Thunder. That don't work for me, brother. All right, let me bring in. Okay. We're waiting for you, my guy. We were just talking about the Intercontinental match for Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. What are your thoughts?
I'm getting sick of Otis. I'm getting sick of Maxine Dupree. I'm getting sick of the Alpha Academy constantly failing my man Pert Gable. Y'all can't tell me that Pert Gable doesn't deserve to have this belt. I'm tired of Sami Zayn making a mockery of the Intercontinental title. Okay, match was amazing. It was fire. But at this point, Otis and Maxine need to be dumped from the Alpha Academy. Pert Gable worked his ass off, all right, to not only bring you guys on, he gave you guys new meaning to your lives. He gave you guys a fair shot to be something better than what you are. And this is the thanks you give him? You can't help this man win an Intercontinental title, his first singles title? You'd rather sit there and watch this bum, Sami Zayn, continue to tarnish that belt because he doesn't want to mind his own goddamn business. You know what? I'm done with this nonsense.
All right. Let's not stop. Sami Zayn is not a bum. Let's be nicer now.
I know, right? We're just saying things at this point, like just for fun.
I'm sick of saying. Every time I look at Sami Zayn, when he's not in a title picture, where is he? On the floor, knocked out, getting the crap beaten out of him. For what? And for what? Whether it's Pert Gable doing it, whether it's Bronson Reed, whether it's Otis, the same man you're trying to save, who's beating your ass, get that belt off of you. For God's sake, you basically tarnished the legacy that Gunther has made with that IC belt. Get it off of him. I'm tired of this nonsense. But the match itself, I definitely give it a high. I'd say 8 out of 10. It was definitely a high-rated, high-octane match. I love the match. But Sami Zayn needs to drop that belt. I'm tired of that nonsense. Get this shit out of here. Leave.
I
Purple
did like
Label.
I didn't even get a chance to really talk much here about uh yeah, I agree with EC here. He said Sami Zayn is very, very over, but yeah, he could lose the title. There was a bad match tonight. I'm interested in hearing what was the bad match, EC. Um yes, no, he is very healing it up. Yes, Dean Barista is very much healing it tonight, Jeffrey says.
I
So
don't even
good
see
job.
these comments. I want to see this.
Click him.
Oh.
Wait, are we talking to me now?
Yes, we're always talking to you. You're the smartest guy in the room. The smartest guy in the room and Dean Barista.
Yeah.
But no, I did want to say real quick, the announce team was hilarious.
Yes.
Is it really raining out there? It is raining in Florida. I didn't
It's
think
raining
it could
cats
rain
and
out
dogs.
there. I didn't think it
Well,
could.
listen, I'm gonna turn my camera on for a second. It's like it's not working. It's bad. It's bad. You don't want to see it. It's bad. It's like a monsoon out here.
We got EC. He says, "Big Bob doing it big with JD from Judgment Day on." Oh, who's JD from Judgment Day here? Because it sure as heck ain't me.
JD McDonuts.
I did want to sit here and say real quick. I'm gonna mute you, bud, so I can just talk, and I'll bring you back in. I just wanted to say, the announce team was hilarious. I liked how Michael Cole, he kept coming up with these theories. He said, "Well, Chad trained Sammy. He trained Sammy to beat Gunther, and thought it'd be easier to take the title off Sammy." And then like Wade, and I thought Wade and Corey were hilarious. They're sitting there saying, "You're a hater. You know, what other conspiracies do you have?" And they said something about Sami Zayn should mind their business. Those two had me on the floor a few
Michael
times. I
Cole
thought,
needs to be punched in the face.
Jesus Christ.
Tired of Michael Cole's nonsense too. Bias announcers.
All right, let's move. Bias announcer. Let's move to the next one. Oh, you don't watch any. Oh, and he disappears. It's just as I'm getting ready to talk about NXT. Next match we have Bayley against Piper Niven. There was something that I saw online because she wore something on her wrist, but it was a tribute to a Scottish wrestler. I'll look at it when I have an opportunity. But I just wanted to talk about this match real quick. We are on fire tonight here, folks.
Yeah, but the internet was crapping out.
No, understood. No problem. Glad that you're back. But Piper Nivens and Bayley, they have a match. I just want to highlight this real quick because this was random. I saw it on Twitter right here. This had me rolling. Like,
Yeah, no, they did it.
I don't know why the individual did that. They did it, and it made me laugh. And okay, I want to get some of these comments right here. Can you stand the rain, JD? That's Jeffrey right there.
Stand the rain. Doom, doom, doom.
They were ganging up on.
window.
They were ganging up on Cole. Absolutely, Jeffrey. Great match. I agree with one Shay. So as you can see that I didn't get a chance to upload this picture because on the prediction show, she stuck her middle finger up at one of us. I think it was you actually, and I didn't upload that. So next show, I'm gonna make sure that's gonna be like a picture. Yeah, it was you. Right? I didn't do anything.
No.
Great match between Bayley and Piper. Yo, you gonna let this guy roast you like that?
He just asked if I dance. How's that a roast?
I don't know. I smell something burning.
Then that's not a roast at that point.
Oh yeah, that's a fire. I probably should turn off my stove.
Pretty
But
much.
here we go. We have Piper Nivens. Good for her. I mean, say what you will about, oh, look, they shoehorn people in. But for a lot of these people, for a lot of them, they want to perform in their hometown. So I was happy for her, performing in her hometown.
Definitely shoehorn, but most entertaining match of the night.
I thought it was a really good match. I thought these girls went out there. And you know what's so good about this? I think my co-host said it best, Soy, where it was like, a lot of times, like, oh, this person, like, they use the same people. I like when they do switch it up a little bit because it does let people get familiar with them. Piper Nivens is a talent. She's very talented. But you wouldn't know that if you didn't watch anything else. If you didn't watch anything else, you wouldn't know that. So the fact that she was able to showcase not only work in her I don't want to say hometown, but her home country, and for people who are not familiar with, and then you're like, oh, this match was good. Yeah, because Piper Niven is freaking good. She's
Oh
always
yeah.
been good. She's always been good. She just didn't have an opportunity, and I thought that she had a good showing. She showcased what she could do. I did like the spot here where she did, Bayley, because the match was, Piper Niven showcasing her power, and Bayley had to use like, her speed and her experience. But the spot where Bayley hit the belly to belly off the turnbuckle, and I said that she was going to hit a belly to belly. Now I didn't think turnbuckle. I just thought regular. But Bayley said I have to put her down. But shout out to Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green is a gem. Oh my God, she is so great. She got kicked out and came back
The
as
Bobby Valentine move, and I know JD
yes.
knows what that means.
Oh yeah, no, he told me about that years ago.
Yes, yes.
That
Yes, you
was a
remember?
Bobby Valentine move.
Oh,
Bobby Valentine, the Mets manager, came out with a mustache and glasses, and here she comes with the Mysterio mask. That is
no.
now. What's that quote that we
Hey,
say
by the way, that was Rey Mysterio's
for
mask.
Dominic Mysterio? The best what?
What? That was Rey Mysterio's mask?
Yes.
I think I'm gonna use that Rey Mysterio mask. It was so trash, it had to be Rey Mysterio.
No, 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 no. You're a Rey Mysterio fan. Don't you clap. Don't you clap. You keep your hands to yourself. You put your hands underneath your legs. Dean Barista. Another middle finger. Everyone enjoy this because this will be the last time you see Dean Barista here on the Big Pop Theory podcast. Give him one more wave, Dean Barista. I'm getting what's that? What? Oh, I guess.
Yes.
Okay,
Listen, I'm sorry. This is a delay over here. This is very sloppy. I'm about to bow out.
no,
No, stay. It's just amazing. This is chaotic but amazing. I love it.
but it was a good match. But yes, Chelsea Green was great. Someone mentioned not a call. Everyone said it was a callback, but someone mentioned one Jonathan Cena did it too, and I forgot all about this time period because he was banished at it. But I'm gonna give you the floor first, Dean Barista. What did you think about this match?
Yeah, what is this Dean Barista shit? That's why I'm not answering. Like, are you talking to me? But I guess that's me. All right, so
No, that's
yo,
no Gene Batista. I call him Dean Barista. I changed the letters, but yes, you can take the floor
oh,
first.
I'm
You
sorry,
can
I'm gonna
take
see
the
the
was
floor
floor.
like
first.
Bean
So
Barista. I
listen,
like
the
it.
match was actually to me my favorite match of the card. It was actually a really, really, really good match. I think Piper, like obviously for those who don't know from the NXT UK side, like I don't think that she got a lot of like push on this side for whatever reason, and I think sometimes it takes for you to go to your home crowd for people to see what you can actually do. So we're here crave for more. So I don't know like where they're gonna go with her moving forward, but I think she put a good showing, and it just wasn't because in front of her home crowd. I think she's just a really talented wrestler. I think it was the right decision for her to lose to Bayley because we are looking forward to a different type of match. But I think hats off to Piper, and I just can't wait to see a little bit more of her in the future.
I would love to. I'm going to give you the floor, Gene, but I wanted to highlight this. I didn't know she was injured. Um, I had no idea.
Uh, all right,
Did
so
you read that?
she did. She took a driver and land, and I looked at it and I'm like, did she land on her head wrong? And I had to rewind. It looked like she landed on her head wrong. Um, I wasn't certain, but and shout out to these guys for continuing to put their bodies on the line because she was a trooper, and she still continued with the match. But if that is the spot that we're talking about, it did look like she landed really wrong on her neck, and I didn't know she was injured. I thought she might have been, but then again, kayfabe injuries always play a part in the match because they try to sell it very well. If that's what EC's talking about, then yeah, I did notice it. I just didn't know if that was a legit injury or not.
Okay, so what he's saying here, EC, he's saying Bailey tried to pick up Piper and really hit her head in the face. No, I didn't. I didn't even peep that. Good eye on that on EC. Shout out to EC. I'm sorry, I was trying to get some of these comments. George, he said Chelsea Green. That was no. I'm sorry. I guess he was not a fan of her wearing that Rey Mysterio's mask. Okay, so Jeffrey's saying in the chat it was the I'm about to mispronounce that. It's a Hoovy driver. No, I'm gonna call it a Hoovy driver. It's called a Hoovy driver.
Michinoku driver. Okay, Michinoku driver. But yeah, that's what I meant. Like I saw her take that wrong, but I did not know if that was a spot. Now EC saying it was something different. But I thought it was the Michinoku driver that was the spot. If EC saying it's the different spot, then like I shout out to him because he caught that. This match was the most entertaining match of the night for me because Piper Niven definitely showcased what she can do. Chelsea Green was just like the added chef's kiss because her nonsense and her antics from outside the ring was funniest. But you know what gets me? Here's another thing. I don't know if anybody caught that, but when she got kicked out of the ring the first time, you could hear a fan literally say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!"
I fell out when I heard that. I fell out when I heard that. Yeah. I peeped that immediately. Like when they did that. Oh no! EC is fantastic because I thought the match. I don't. Because I'm tied here because EC saying Cody versus AJ was the match of the night, except AJ was an idiot, and I agree with that part. You missed the part where we were talking about that earlier, but I just wanted to read that real quick off EC. Let's get to this main event. In this main event, man, it's funny. There was I made a reel earlier in the day, from our prediction, and we were all talking about, Damian going over. I mean, not Damian. No, I apologize. Drew going over. WWE. We thought Drew was going to go over, and WWE said this. No. Man, that was. Oh, I said, nah. There's no way Drew could lose. Drew is going to win, right? It is WWE.
I called it. I said it during the prediction show. If no Punk and no Judgment Day, Drew wins.
No, fuck that, because you play two roles. But when you hit me up, because we talked in the chat, and I do want to give him his props because after Alba and Alba Fyre won, he said, "Oh, then Drew's losing." I stood 10 toes. I said, "Nah, I'm gonna stand because I was gonna stand that. I'm just gonna stand on that." But you did say in the chat with me, you was like, "Nah, Drew's losing," and it happened. Let's talk about this, but I want to get into the chat real quick. There's a lot going on here. George says, Chris Harris, Cody versus AJ was up there. Jeez.
Yeah, I agree with that. Nah, I got to disagree with you on that one. I'll agree to disagree with that one. That Cody and AJ, no. Their first bout was way better than this one.
They were all entertaining, even the tag titles match. Damian got hurt during the match. But was that I know they just had a press conference, but we were already on. I do not know why people were so positive Drew was winning. So my opinion was he can't lose twice in Scotland, and I was wrong. Looked like Damian hurt his ankle. I believe he was selling though. I don't think he was actually really hurt. That was so obvious.
I don't know. So it's hard to say. When I saw that spot when he tried to jump off the top rope, the reason why I knew that wasn't planned is because for a split second, you see Drew breaking character, and the ref had to tell him, no, it's okay. Go back. And Drew went back into character because definitely Drew broke character to make sure Priest was okay. So I know that spot definitely wasn't planned. And even then, normally if somebody gets caught up on the ropes, you don't really see the ref going extra hard to try to get him off. Damian was definitely trapped.
I saw that. I missed a little bit of that, but I did see that part because he was hanging upside down. I was moving around a little bit, but I saw him randomly upside down, and I didn't think nothing of it. He also said Damian missed a jump, and everyone was like, "Oh, I hope he's okay." Shout out to him for finishing the match. Jade missed a jump, and they need to ship her back to NXT.
All right, so I don't know why.
Go ahead.
I don't know why everybody's getting on Jade Cargill. Like I saw the spot that she missed, and what really gets me is going off the springboard top. Everybody's gonna botch it every now and once in a blue moon. Like
I got you, bro.
AJ Styles has botched the phenomenal forearm a couple of times before, and Damian Priest, like when he jumped off the top rope or attempted to, I said, "Bro, you too big to be doing that." Jade Cargill, come on, give her a freaking break. Y'all act like she's like the bottom of the barrel. Like, she's actually improved. Give her a chance. Damn.
Check your messenger, EC. He said he wanted. He said you're lucky. Oh, where's Oh, I didn't even realize JD dipped. Shout out to JD. Okay, shout out to JD. He wanted to be on the World Traveler himself. Please give a shout out to JD, aka Rich Kings. He'll be back for the next prediction and post show. Shout out to that man. He was in Florida, and Florida is a dangerous place to be at.
It's a swamp show right now.
Yeah, I went over there. I said, "Wow, your bees are really aggressive." Meanwhile, I really got shot in the kneecap. But I do credit. Oh, here we go. I am so happy he's on here. Let's bring him in. The executive consultant. What do you have to say?
EC.
Oh, I know it's been such a long time. John Baptiste, Soul Stone provider. I agree with you 100% on the Jade Cargill thing. I got to defend my wife. She.
Why was I invited to the wedding?
Because I wasn't. But the thing is, she missed the spot. You can see from her face throughout the rest of the match. And I know I'm going back, and I apologize for that, YouTube. But she missed the spot. You can see throughout the rest of the match, she was really effed up in the mind over it. Like, it really bothered her. It set her aside. She's like, damn, I can't believe I did that in front of everybody on live TV, right? I said something in our chat, my Bad Guys chat, where I was like, hey, the highlight of that match was Alba Fyre, right? I just think she did a fantastic job, and they were like, oh, no, Bianca did too. I'm like, no, get off Bianca's tip, because I'm also on it because I'm a big fan of Bianca, but at the same time, she messed up too, right? She almost made Shayna Baszler unable to walk again, right? Because she kneed her in the back when she did her little swash and stuff like that. No, she messed up, but don't do that to Jade. And Drew 100% messed up his ankle. That was not him trying to sell it. He 100% messed it up. That ankle went plop. Not only did the ankle go plop, his neck went plop on the hardest side of the mat and everything. It was just really, really uncomfortable to watch. But shout out to him for toughing that bitch out. If you watch the Countdown show, Big E actually predicted. No, it wasn't Big E. It was Kevin Owens kept saying that the only way to win an I Quit match is to break somebody's ankle.
Ankle, right? Yep.
He kept saying, this was close. The ankle thing, yeah. And Big E said prediction, somebody's probably going to bleed. And we had two people bleed in the I Quit match. But AJ stupid as hell. Why did y'all say AJ was stupid? I missed it.
I said he was dumb because he left a key.
He quit. And why was there keys to the handcuff? Like, what?
I was like, why is it?
Just in case it went south and he needed to get out, which it did go south and he didn't get out. No, let me tell you how I would have won that match. I would have handcuffed Cody to the ropes just like he did, right?
Mama Rhodes.
I would have grabbed. You know where I'm going. I would have grabbed a chair. I would have pushed that old hag on the ground. I would have had the chair like this. Say, "You sure you don't want to quit? You sure you don't quit?" And with a tear in his eye, Cody would have said, "I quit."
I promise you, I thought that's how that match was going to end because I saw Mama Rhodes. I looked at
Mama Rhodes.
You really thought that AJ was going to take out the mother?
You do because, what you got. Listen, he acted like he wanted to win the title.
Mama Rhodes slapped him 3 times. I said, "Oh, I think I see how 4." So now I see how this is going to end. Handcuff Cody to that ring post. Take Mama Rhodes. Just flip her over, but gently, because we're not trying to break bones here.
Nah,
get that chair. And
I swear, like, oh, we're not trying to break bones. So what are we doing? Like, when
she put hands on him, she lost all defenses of being.
You at that point you might as well go all the way. Oh, we're not trying to break bones, but we're trying to hit her with a chair. What are we talking about?
She had no respect. AJ said one thing to her. All of a sudden, she sit down. She said, "No, you know what? I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna attack you. Then I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna get up. And I'm gonna attack you again. And I'm gonna attack you again." Because really, she wasn't trying to slap AJ. She saw all the muscles, and she was trying to get a little feel. I see what you were trying to do, Mama Rhodes. I see what you're trying to
do. But my thing is, where was all this energy when The Rock was doing all this nonsense?
She knows The Rock. He don't fuck around.
He doesn't.
Oh Lord. So what did you think about the pay-per-view altogether, EC? I know you were going to do
who cares about that? It's a predictable live event, as I always say on the Triple H. I know our chat was in an uproar when Fyre and Dawn won the tag team titles. I've already said
Yeah, people were upset about it. I don't know.
Because they're big fans of Bianca and Jay, and they feel like their title reign was too short. But realistically speaking, that match went exactly the way it was always planned to, except the last 3 seconds. Bianca and Jay were supposed to win. Fyre's mom passed away really tragically. She still made. I mean, she had to come back anyway, but she still made the trip. She still put on a brave face. She still did it. They want to give her that good feel moment because everybody, who's lost a parent knows how hard that is. So they just went on and they did that.
You would have to go through it to get it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the main reason why.
I feel her pain losing a loved one. I do. I really do.
Oh, there's
but
a
as far as
there it is.
But as far as the belts being dropped, I don't mind Jade and Bianca dropping the belts, but in my mind, I would have gave it to Bazler and Zoey Stark because they were credible. Like these guys were just shoehorned in there, and because your mom passed, you get a free title. Like you didn't really do anything. That's my biggest gripe.
And they're going to drop it. When sometime either they're going to drop it on a random episode, or they're going to drop it at Money in the Bank. Because here's the funny thing: after WrestleMania, the women's tag team titles have practically been on every single PLE, but the men's tag team titles has not been on any PLE. If you had to show a picture of Sasha Banks, Sasha's pissed right now because I'm not in the defending title. I'm the best. I'm the best women's wrestler in the world, and I am Monday. Right?
I gotta give you credit because usually when you do that, the whole house starts shaking.
Yeah, because I'm an earthquake. But but Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair have been doing with those tag team titles with Sasha wishes she was able to do with those tags throughout no fault of her own, but they give
she didn't get the opportunity.
Yeah, they didn't get
the opportunity. Yeah, no, but
one because they got a lot of money invested in Jade, and two, Bianca, like I keep saying, is the face of the company. But the men's tag team titles have not been defended. They only get defended on Raw and or SmackDown.
Yeah, they're really being treated like second, like not even an afterthought. Because right now, thanks to Gunther, that Intercontinental belt has soared to a whole new freaking level. I will give Logan Paul credit where credit is due. Yes, I'll text you exactly what I want. No.
What conversation are you guys having? He said, "I'll text you," and then he's going like this. I'm saying, what is?
Because he's about to say something positive about Logan Paul. Logan Paul's one of my favorites right now.
Logan Paul, you got to give credit where credit is due. Since he's became US, like first and foremost, great in-ring performer. He understands the business. He's phenomenal, and the level that he's at, he's accelerated faster than anybody I've ever seen.
Preach.
I give him way more. He understands the business. Like to me, he's at that mental level of Baron Corbin. Really safe in the ring, easy to get a match going. Like I always credit Logan Paul for saving Rey Mysterio when that Miss Moonsault would have been a very bad injury spot, and he caught him just in time. Shout out to Logan.
That's what Randy said. He gave him that respect because he saw Ray did it. Now Logan, to his credit, said, "Hey, you know what? That's my fault a little bit because I was not set up in the right spot." But Randy said, that stuff happens for the fact that you had the knowledge to know I need to go and protect my opponent. Gave him nothing but respect. Hey, Logan Paul is phenomenal. Great look, great promos, great in-ring time. I'm a big fan of Cody. You said what?
Everything you need in a heel, Logan Paul has. He has the check mark for everything.
He's a future world champion. He's a future world champion.
I see a future Hall of Famer first ballot in Logan Paul.
There we go.
I can definitely see that 100%.
There you go. Great grandson needs to hop on the train.
Definitely. Now the problem is,
I have no problem with him. I'm just not getting on the train. But I did want to talk about this main event because I didn't know we were talking about Logan Paul. I didn't want to interrupt your conversation, but I do want to get to the main event. You went on a deep rant here about someone who's not on the pay-per-view. But let's just sum it up. CM Punk screwed Drew McIntyre. I mean, I want to wrap up the show here. But yeah, CM Punk shows up, screwed Drew McIntyre. I guess my question to you, gents, here is, because I feel like this match should be at SummerSlam, but are we getting a match between these two at Money in the Bank?
Who, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre? 100% SummerSlam. It's not going to be Money in the Bank.
It depends. Is Punk cleared?
Punk has not been verbally cleared to us. But even if he is verbally cleared to us, they're saving that match for SummerSlam. It will not be a Money in the Bank.
Nah, but how do you hold them off until SummerSlam. That's
the
where
benefit of it is the fact that CM Punk still only shows up once in a while, not completely, not consistently. Like he hasn't been on for 3 weeks, which they did intentionally, so people will kind of forget that he was out there. But you have to understand, the Money in the Bank is July 6th. That's 3 weeks away. That's 3 Raws. You have plenty of time to kind of bypass it and scotch. They can have a promo, and then next week they can be like, we want to have another match. And all they have to do, because they've been doing this lately anyway, before where they did promote matches until the next pay-per-view, the next pay-per-view after. Now they're doing midway until they have another one, because they've been doing rapid fire like this. It's been every 3 weeks now. It's been a PLE. So that's what it is. Except for it'll be 4 weeks till SummerSlam after that. But yeah, it's not happening in Money in the Bank. No way in hell.
Yeah, it makes sense for it to be a SummerSlam, because that's one of the matches you want, one of your big matches you want for SummerSlam.
Right.
That's why I felt the same way. That's why I felt the same way about when you look at Cody Rhodes' opponent, and if it's not Rock, it has to be Randy on. You want those big matches.
100% gonna be Randy.
Well, I would think I would literally think, because it's a blood feud, it has to end at SummerSlam. But it's just the road to SummerSlam. Like, how do you get that road to SummerSlam? That's all it comes down to.
It'll write itself, but realistically speaking, Drew McIntyre can say something on Monday. CM Punk can come out and challenge him on next Monday, and then Drew McIntyre accepts. But then they don't show up. CM Punk doesn't show up on the Raw after, because, like I say, he's a part timer. He's not coming out every single Monday. He's been coming out a little bit more than they want him to, but that's because he's injured. He just wants the spotlight on him. But realistically speaking, it's 100% SummerSlam. Your question should be, well, we already know it's going to be Gunther and Damian Priest.
Yeah,
and goodbye. That's when you say goodbye to Damian Priest's title reign. It's done. It's a wrap. You don't even see Gunther that much now, because they just know it's a wrap. You're a world champion, and we don't have a program for you, and you're not going to take any else. So just chill and relax until you win this title off of Damian Priest, who's a paper champion. He's a, what do you call it? Transitional champion. They just had him have the title longer than he should have, but 100% the transitional champion.
I saw that.
Money in the Bank.
He's not.
I don't see that. No.
Because in all honesty, like, out of everybody to take on Gunther, why Damian? Can you honestly think Damian Priest and Gunther would be a good matchup?
Because he's a beatable champion.
Damian
I look at it
Priest,
like.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say he's a beatable champion, because I can't see Drew's already occupied. I can't think of anybody else who can win that championship right now. I know we have Money in the Bank, and even then with the Money in the Bank, it doesn't. The person who have the briefcase don't have to cash in immediately. I gotta see what these contenders look like for the Money in the Bank, and then you can kind of see and fill out where they're going. But no, I said that on the prediction show, where I said, yeah, Damian's gonna go to SummerSlam and lose. That's all. That's fine.
I understand what you're saying, but Damian knows how to have a solid match with people. His persona is just not that interesting, but we all know that Gunther throws bangers out with everybody, right?
Yep.
He's already the champion. You don't want to play hot potato really with the championship. Let him just go and be believably lose to Gunther, because it will be a believable loss. Nobody's going to question that. So that's why.
That's your washing machine. That's your washing machine. That's your washing machine.
I'm glad to know you know how it sounds. But as
he was going to mail me one.
So you're gonna take one now, right?
Sure. Just put it on your tab.
Yeah. Okay. So the World Championship is going to go to Gunther. I don't know who Damian Priest defends against Money in the Bank though. So that's all. That is something.
Yeah. So Jeffrey with some, and then we'll get ready to wrap up the show. But he says, CM Punk said in the press conference that as long as they are in the same company, Drew will never be. I love that. That is troll levels that I'm trying to get to. That is a level that, good grief. But I thought the pay-per-view was fine. I'm not gonna say this was a 5-star at the Tokyo Dome, but I enjoyed the pay-per-view. I know you said, Betty, that you wasn't really big on it, but EC, your thoughts, and then we can call it a show.
I thought it was fine. I enjoyed it.
Same. So with that all said, I do the little plugs and stuff like that. EC, I mean, the people who's watching usually watch UPR anyway, but still, I like to tell people, where can they find you if it's not the newspaper?
Unpopular Review Wrestling, Unpopular Review Entertainment.
And what movies are y'all doing on entertainment? Because I never know.
This week we have we just taped it too. Dracula Dead and Loving It. Do the Right Thing, and Summer of Sam.
Do the Right Thing is a classic.
I was gonna say, do you do the right thing?
Every time I open my eyes.
So that means no. Gene Baptiste, what about you? Where can people
Desert
find
Storm 459 on Twitch TV. Today I will be raging on Apex Legends because I hate Xbox players. Just personal. Yeah. I have a complete bias. They think everything is Call of Duty and they suck. But you can catch me raging while teaming up with these guys and complaining. And also Desert Storm 459 at X. Fuck that, Twitter. Otherwise, you might catch me here on unpopular review. Jesus Christ.
maybe they can bring you back. Yeah, there we go.
That's a maybe. That's definitely a maybe, but definitely you'll catch me.
He's right there. That's the boss right there. You know, he might bring you back there and say like, hey,
he says like he's not a boss. I don't understand this.
Who?
He says like he's not a boss. But anyway, go ahead.
But you'll definitely find me on the Big Pop Theory whenever I'm invited. And I'm not feuding with the Grand Poobah, as always. Love you all. Not you. I don't like you.
Which one?
No, not the Ishii, the one they call Poobah. I don't like you too much. I hate you.
You just hated that.
Ishii's cool.
But,
Ishii's cool.
Well, yeah, he lives in Florida. The weather is kind of cool down there. And I can't wait to go back to Florida and go down and watch some NXT. But the Big Pop Theory podcast, UPR as well, NXT review show. I didn't get to see one of my favorite co-hosts, the Wrestling Doll, but I know we're going to kill it on NXT this week. There were some really good things there. I see JC Jane is back in action. Happy. You know, I gave Cody Rhodes a little hell, but I'm going to take it back a little bit. He gave her back her confidence, and I like that. Shout out to Mr. Rhodes. If I knew his middle name, I would say it, but I don't know it. Someone Wikipedia that for me. And that's really it. Me and Shay Sawyer, we're going to do an audio podcast. You're going to hear her thoughts about and it's going to be a fun one. You're going to hear her thoughts about this PLE, and I think that's about it. Oh, and this UPR battle. I got to do some studying. We have a UPR battles. I feel like I'm on UPR because we have the executives.
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing. You think Darkwing Duck's going over Crash
Bandicoot? Darkwing Duck was one of my favorite characters growing up.
Because you have no taste, and that's okay.
He's the character that flaps in the night.
That's a good battle too. Crash Bandicoot and Darkwing Duck. Wow.
Well, you had to tune in on Instagram Live. I got some studying and some planning to do. You said he be clapping in the dark. Is that what Darkwing Duck does?
No, that's Vinny. No, he.
I'm glad that you knew to pass that to me. Thank you.
He is the terror. He is the terror that flaps in the night.
That sounds very disgusting. And he should be very appalled with himself. You nasty duck. And I can't wait to kick his ass tomorrow on UPR Battle Instagram Live. It is at 8 p.m. or 8-ish. Thank you, George Lewis. George Lewis is a fantastic
Crash
human being.
Bandicoot all the way. Remember, George is from Kentucky. All they do is crash because there's nothing else to do with entertaining. So that's why he's rooting for Crash Bandicoot.
You're a hater. You're just mad that he's a Jack Packer. He's on the Jack Pack side. And thank you for being.
I can't. You know what? You really like the name Jack Packer, but I hate to tell you that. But Jack Packer sounds like some kind of a group that does a lot of masturbation. I have no idea why in the world you really.
You talked about Vinny clapping at the night. Like you were so proud when you passed that information.
Oh my God! Way to twist it around. All right, way to twist it around. That's fine. Go ahead.
What did I just?
But he did say Darkwing Duck is pretty interesting. I know my battle is going to be very. It's not going to be
floods in Florida, is what George Lewis said.
At least we don't have
floods in Florida. First of all, he's not even in Florida; he's in Kentucky. Second of all, we do have floods, so he said that thing all wrong. Look at your clapback. Your clapback was wrong, just like your football team. Can we
Kentucky get tornadoes and all that good stuff? Like I would rather be in Florida.
You know what? If you Google search the least popular known states, Kentucky's one of them. So you wouldn't know what's in Kentucky. Nothing is in Kentucky. It's like an ocean. You know, it's so many things we have not discovered. Kentucky probably is like 50% discovered. Like nobody knows. How many people you walk into a mall? Hey, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Kentucky. Yeah, get me out of here. Because we have a big wall around. Donald Trump wanted to build a wall around Mexico. They built a wall around Kentucky because they want nobody to come in or out.
So one day we're gonna have a show, and I'm gonna have you and JD on, and that's probably gonna be the most craziest episode.
Show. That is gonna be the greatest episode.
George, my governor is the worst. You can take him.
Listen, I'm going to end the show because all this state battling is ridiculous. I want to thank EC for stepping in. I appreciate it. I know we're going to, of course. I mean, you said one day when I'm invited, and you was invited. I think your knowledge in wrestling is fantastic. I know you've been watching since the 60s, so I do appreciate you with this infinite knowledge of yours. So thank you, sir.
Hey,
but never mind. The 60s. He's not even that old.
No, but he always likes saying it, even though I'm only like 4 years older than him, but that's fine.
We're in the same boat. I'm only a year older and I get the same treatment. He's delusional. That's his thing.
I do believe he is a Gen Zer, though. I mean, look at his hair.
I would say look at yours.
You have this problem with bald people. And I'm not even bald, but you have this problem with bald people. Let me tell you something. It's
I don't know why. He was one of them. He rocked one of them.
It's 2024, all that stereotype and that segregation that you're doing, save it for the 20th century, sir. We're in the 21st century. People are accepted. I accept you. It's June, and I've accepted him. You know what I'm saying?
I got a picture of him bald. Don't worry, I got you. So every time you send me that
picture, I will found you like JC James Cody Rhodes mask.
You're gonna what and what now? What you gonna do? That was a choice. I did that, and he followed up with, "Oh, that looked cool. Let me join in." Yeah, I did that. I've rocked many different styles.
Let's not do this, sir. You don't want a promo battle with me right now.
I always wanted a promo battle with you. I've always wanted
battle. Okay, your person
I've always wanted
is Steamin' Willie Beeman. That's who you need to get ready for.
He has to show up.
No, you probably already won.
Thank you. And I want you to know that was your fault. That was your fault. But guys, that's the Big Pop 30 podcast. We hope you enjoyed this extra rant here. This was ridiculous. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for joining. I want to just put this graphic because we don't have an outro. We'll eventually make that. Look at that graphic. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you for the next prediction and after show review.
Peace.